Alright, this is the view from what we call the playhouse. As you can see, this limb over here, it was pretty much dead, so I just broke it off by hand, but what we're trying to look to see is straight down. I don't know if you can really see behind that. Is where one of our deer feeders are. So we normally put out corn or that Purina Alpha rack in them throughout the year. So all I want to do is just kind of trim up just a very little bit, because we still want to be kind of hidden back here, but I just want to make sure we have a straight shot to it. Okay, so now as you see, we have pretty much a straight shot, so we can see when the deer walk up to that feeder. You know, you don't want to completely clear cut, because you want to make sure if the deer looks up at you, that you know, you're still well hidden, but you want to have a good shooting lane, especially if you're you know, a bow hunter. A lot of times those bows will catch the edge of a tree limb and get deflected, and that's no good. You know, experienced bow hunters know exactly what I'm talking about. Unfortunately, it does happen quite a bit, but it's always good to make yourself a good little shooting lane, whether you're bow hunting or crossbow or even shotgun, or especially a rifle. You know, a lot of times you nick a branch with a rifle, then you know, it's going to throw your shot off. So that's why we, you know, come out before opening day and we make sure we have good shooting lanes for all of our deer stands and blinds and, you know, what have you. So, now over here. Grab that. Oh, really? Woohoo! Okay, so as you can see, for taking that one limb out, having to climb that tree and everything, it really helped kind of open it up, because before I had to lean way over to get that little gap right there to be able to shoot where the end of that trail is. So it just opens it up a whole lot more. So that way we can have a nice little shooting lane. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put out one of our feeders. As you can see, it's homemade. You can pretty much get all kind of different homemade designs off the internet. We found this works the best. It's got a little drain thing. I might actually do a video on to show you how we did it, or actually link the video to the gentleman that we saw on YouTube, you know, show how to build it. It's a really good design and it seems to work really well. So maybe I'll put his link in there or just do one, I don't know. But yeah, so let me put some corn in it and get it hung. And that's about it. We just use some bungees to bungee it to a tree. I like to put like a little stick or something underneath, try to, because they'll push down on it, and you know, depending on how strong the deer are, sometimes they'll be actually push that thing on the ground. But I try to put a little stick under it because when it does rain, you know, this will fill up, but there's that drain at the bottom so the water can get through, so your corn or minerals, whatever you put in, or really any kind of anything you put in, the water will be able to drain out. It won't mildew or mold or anything like that. Okay, I also wanted to tell you people that for beginners, if you are in a state or an area that allows you to put corn or minerals or anything out, some people call it baiting. And I know I've read several things online where, you know, people make comments, oh, if I have to bait a deer, that's the day I'll stop hunting and blah, blah. I mean, that's all well and good. It's, you know, depending on if your state will allow you to do it or not, you know, it's completely up to you. I respect people that, you know, don't want to do it, but where we're at, you know, the deer population is just huge. I mean, it's really overpopulated, and I mean, they cause wrecks all the time, and, you know, people get hurt, and you know, we put corn out, but it also allows us, we don't just basically bait the deer. We put corn and other stuff out for them all year round. We use that alfalfa rack by Purina, several other different things, you know, and because our state allows us to do it, you know, we're going to take advantage of it. So it's just, you know, everyone's got entitled to their own opinions. You know, you can either do it or not. But just if you are going to put corn out, check to make sure you're allowed to. And when we do a pile of corn, we don't just make a big pile. As you can see, it's spread out over a pretty good distance. The reason why we do that is, for one, the deer will have to sit there and take longer to eat it, and they won't just take big mouthfuls. But two, and the most important thing, if it's in a pile and it rains, all that moisture will stay locked in the middle, and then it will start to mild or mildew. So if you're going to put corn out, definitely spread it out over, you know, quite a bit of distance. As you can see, this is down one of our roads, right off of we call that one the tree house, because it's basically, you know, a tree house. So anyway, that's my 2 cents on you know, putting stuff out for deer. I mean, our main goal is to you know, make sure we have a healthy deer population. We give them minerals throughout the year. We also feed them corn as well, and we do the food plots and everything. So, you know, we are fortunate that our state allows us to do that, and we're going to take full advantage of it. All right, just my 2 cents. Okay, so I just came to a new location, and there's really not a place to park in the shade. I literally did about 15 minutes worth of work and started, I felt like I was going to die. Got back in the truck, and that's what it says the temperature is. I'm gonna go sit in the camper for a couple hours with some air conditioning, because this is ridiculous.